friends. We're blessed again to be back for another one. And I do mean blessed. So that's how we got to start our week off, huh? Our Tuesday off, huh? That's how we got to start it off, huh? Wow. Mm, 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 mm. All for what? All for what? Now we back singing the same song. Woe is me, R.I.P. Back singing the same song, huh, ladies and gentlemen? But it's expected, the culture and the atmosphere that we in now. So it's sad, it's unfortunate, but it's really not shocking. Very unfortunate. Wow. I just hope him and his homeboy get back together now, man, and they can reconcile their business. But other than that, let's get into our business, man. Let's see what else going on in this crazy, crazy, crazy world, man. RP to the young buddy, though, man. Damn. Let's see what the hell going on now.
A bizarre case out of Scott County involving a man who deputies say tried not once but twice to enter strangers' vehicles with them in it. And there's more. LEX 18's Lee Searcy shows us what happened and why you should always be aware of your surroundings, no matter where you are.
It all started around 4:15 Tuesday morning at this Pilot gas station off Cherry Blossom Way. Scott County deputies say a man named Morjai from Maryland with no known ties to Kentucky began a random crime spree at different places less than a half a mile apart. The suspect ultimately arrested with a long list of charges, including robbery, attempted kidnapping, and assault.
It's one of those times where you just need to be aware of what's going on around you.
Deputies say in less than an hour,
Yeah, I wonder why.
Morjai victimized multiple people in 3 different locations. The first incident happening right here at this Pilot gas station involving a mother feeding her baby.
They had a report that an individual had attempted to steal a motor vehicle with a woman and a child inside.
Authorities say she was in the rear passenger seat.
You don't want police around for that? You take a little second to, go in the back seat, get your baby right, pull your shirt down, you about to feed your baby. An animal thug jumps in your back seat. No police for him either, huh? All right.
Feeding her infant son when Jai ripped some belongings from her before trying to steal her vehicle. But he didn't get far.
And he actually started the van with him in it.
And then she had the key fob.
She did. When she exited the van, he was unable to get it into gear because the fob was outside the vehicle.
That's when deputies say Jai jumped back into his car, then struck and ran over a Pilot employee's foot who came out to help. They say that worker fired 3 shots at the suspect before he crashed into an embankment. Minutes later, deputies say Morjai.
Wow. The store clerk had to come out and play the hero. So that's where we at now. All right.
Jai ran from that direction over to this restaurant parking lot where they tell us he tried to get in another person's car. It was a victim and his 5-year-old daughter on their way to daycare drop-off. Luckily, police say the 2 got away safely, but the crime spree wasn't over.
We had another report about a block away of this individual making entry into a house.
Deputies say the suspect, armed with a nail file used as a knife, broke in through a window, but was quickly met by a homeowner with a gun who had already called police. For now.
You broke into the wrong house that time, animal thug. He go on this brazen crime spree, takes a knife, breaks in somebody's house where they're waiting on him with a gun. Good job.
Now, officials don't know much about Morjai. He's not talking and refused to come to court today. In Scott County, Lee Searcy, LEX.
Well, we don't care if he refused to come to court. You drag his ass to court. You take him to court. You put his ass in front of a damn computer or something. And you make his ass, what? What the hell is going on here? Like, it's a great country, boy. These people get, wow, they get to dictate an awful lot. You don't terrorize people and jump in their car and ride off and then get to dictate when the hell you come back and forth to court. What the hell going on around here? Boy, I tell you, boy, man. Boy, y'all. The hard way. But it's okay. Some of y'all have to learn the hard way. I did, and guess what? I learned. You're gonna learn. You know, police for this guy either. Check out this guy. We still don't want police around. Okay.
A 6-month-old baby is dead and the father is now in jail. But to be clear, he has not been charged with the child's death. This is 38-year-old Coley Dawkins. He was.
Look at old Coley. How you explain this, Coley?
Arrested earlier this morning in Newberry County and charged with unlawful conduct to a child. Investigators say they received a call around midnight from the mother of that 6-month-old baby, and she told them about domestic dispute between her and Coley Dawkins in the Prosperity area. Our Ashley Jones has been following this story for us and spoke to officials with the latest.
The sheriff tells me that they're still trying to figure out what happened to 6-month-old Legacy between the time her father picked her up to the time she was found unresponsive in the backseat of his car.
Just cannot believe that something like this has happened on my road. Nothing has.
You can't believe it. Do Sunmen live on your road? If they do, you can believe it. Your TV work? You're not looking at the shit going on? Then you better get a grasp of what the hell going on fast.
It's ever happened around here like that before.
I just can't understand how anything that bad could happen around here.
A community now rattled.
Okay, I'll explain to you how it can happen. One family of Sunmen come, another one come. They have kids. Their kids grow up hard-headed as hell, don't listen. They attract other hard-headed kids that don't listen. Next thing you know, your community is overrun by people who don't want to listen, who don't want to pay attention. Now their kids are bad as hell. The kids go from past regular trouble to now they're shooting and terrorizing the community. And now you're on the news explaining how the hell your community got to where it is.
Following the news of a 6-month-old found dead in the custody of her father. Newberry County Sheriff Lee Foster tells me their investigation began with a phone call to police at midnight from the mother about a domestic dispute.
See? Keep your hands off these damn women. The hell wrong with you damn betas?
Officers got on the scene. It was determined that she had allowed the child to go with the biological father to his home, which we believe to be in the Greenville-Spartanburg area.
Sheriff Foster says a few moments after picking up the 6-month-old named Legacy, the father called the mother and began arguing with her. Investigators don't know what that argument was about.
At some point during that argument, he began to threaten the child's life.
Sheriff Foster tells.
See what I'm saying? And what's the problem in the community? When we ready to start talking about the real problems, we can talk. Because no systemic anything, no white supremacist anything, no nothing but pure hatred and being an animal made him do this to this little baby. That's it.
WIS, those threats began after Dawkins demanded the mother meet him at a nearby hotel. A bolo was put out for Dawkins' white Prius around 2 in the morning. He was later located at a 76 gas station off Highway 34.
He was very agitated. He was very aggressive in nature.
6-month-old Legacy was found unresponsive in the back seat with no car restraints.
We called EMS and we also began to take measures to try to revive the child.
But unfortunately, those measures did not work. Legacy was pronounced dead at the Newberry Memorial Hospital. Dawkins was arrested at the scene.
We're going to figure out what happened between the time that he was allowed to have the child. He did not kidnap the child, but where he was allowed to have the child, and this telephone argument took place. We've got to figure out what happened in between.
Now, an autopsy was scheduled for the 6-month-old earlier today, and we're hoping to get those results within
6 months. 6 months, man. I mean, what kind of evil corrupt your mind and your soul to make you want to hurt a 6-month-old? If you don't want to deal with her, bro, I mean, leave. That's it.
in the next 24 hours. Now, depending on that cause of death, Dawkins' charges could be upgraded. The sheriff tells me that one of his charges, that unlawful conduct to a minor, already carries a 10-year
No man should never have this on his record ever in life.
sentence and is a felony charge. Now, the sheriff also told me that when the 6-month-old was found, she had no physical marks on her to indicate any sort of physical harm done to her. But of course, we will continue to follow this case, follow this investigation, and update you all with any new developments. Reporting.
Wow. Okay. Wow. 6 months? Huh? 6 months, bruh. 6-month-old baby. Dead and gone. When you're supposed to be with the people that's loving you, taking care of you, nurturing you, getting you ready for this world. These people find the time and the evil in their heart to kill a 6-month-old baby. But see, since this is the station that protect women and kids, let's just see what the hell going on now. Okay? Let's see what the hell going on now. Since we don't want police around, what about for this family? Huh? What about for this? Let's see if we want police around for this. Y'all crazy.
Observe the magician, stirring up something simple, something delicious, something with the power to bring a smile to anyone's face. In this case, your family. Huzzah! That's the magic of Muller's.
We are making a plea for the violence to end at apartment complexes.
Hold up. First of all, let's get some context here. Look at this. Look at this. You like that? You don't want police around for this? Look at this. Family of slain toddler and their attorneys make a plea to end violent crime. Now, who are they pleading to end violent crime? Who are they pleading to? Huh? A toddler. It's the second baby today now.
Attorney L. Chris Stewart says that violence has become an epidemic, one that took the life of 1-year-old Marcus Vaughn Jr. in Fort Valley last month.
His sister that you see here, Markaylee, was also shot. And the doctors say she may never.
See that? This little baby was shot and may not what?
Be able to fully use her arm ever again.
Okay. So when we're ready to talk about the problems in the community, let's talk.
Tiffany Ball says the tragic death of her son has torn her family apart.
I never thought that I have to bury something that I birthed, something that I carried for 9 months.
The shooting happened at Lakeview Apartments, a complex that the Ball family and their lawyers say has been no stranger to violence.
This was the 4th fatal shooting in the last 2 years, the 3rd fatal shooting in just the last 2 months alone.
The 3rd fatal shooting of a baby in 2 months. And I'm Uncle Tom Coon. Sell out for calling it out. All right.
According to attorneys, the owners of Lakeview Apartments knew there was a crime problem and did nothing to stop it.
They don't see the value in their tenants' lives. And that leads to situations like this.
So the Balls are fighting back, hiring attorneys to hold Lakeview Apartments accountable.
They need
How we hold Lakeview Apartments accountable? I mean, okay, we could put security cameras up. We could put a fence up. We can put police here, maybe, but that's going to be, y'all going to pay for that. You're already crying about police around. What you want us to do? We put the gates up. We put the cameras up. The Sun people in the community still will let them in. And then when they get in, there's the problem.
Working cameras out there. They need actual guards that walk around the property.
The Balls used the announcement of their lawsuit to call on Fort Valley Police for
Then they got the little white attorney in there. Don't call her that. I thought it was so racist and white supremacy, but look who you got to call to come sort things out. The damn glider.
answers.
We need an update from Fort Valley Police Department about the case. We haven't heard anything so far.
I went to the Fort Valley Police Department and asked the newly hired Chief Anson Evans about the Balls case. He says his investigators are under orders to speak to the family twice a week until the case.
Gotta speak to the family twice a week. Now, who did this? You understand? This is what we trying to figure out in the community. Who's responsible for this? The Proud Boys, the KKK.
Case is closed, and according to him, officers last made contact on Thursday. While the fractured family waits on answers to who killed Marcus Jr., Mom Tiffany says she can't help but ask why.
I just sit and ask God why this had to happen to us.
Okay. We don't want police around for that. We don't want police around for that. Man, y'all crazy as hell. I mean, oh my goodness. So that's a 6-month-old and like a 9-month-old. And his baby sister shot. So when we're ready to talk about the real problems in the community, let's talk. My goodness. My goodness. So we don't want police around because they're bad. So who's going to stop all this crime? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who's going to help? I mean, again, everybody's tough. Everybody's tough. But what about your grandma, bruh? What about, again, your granddaddy, your baby cousins, uncle? This is two fight. It's all over. Oh, man.
New at 6, Fort Valley Police named a suspect in a shooting at Lakeview Apartments that left a baby dead and another toddler injured. Captain Parrish Strickland tells.
And of course, this who did it. You understand? So, what is he? I'm Uncle Tom Coon Sellout. What is he?
They're looking for Christopher Miller. He's wanted on charges of murder and aggravated assault, along with other charges. Last Wednesday night, somebody fired shots into a first-floor unit at the Lakeview apartment complex. 1-year-old Marcus Ball Jr. died after getting shot while in bed. His 2-year-old sister was hurt. So far, no.
And she'll never be able to use the left side of her arm again. I mean, her body, well, she won't be able to function. Her left arm won't function the same again. 2 years old.
Word on any other possible suspects.
Okay. Goodness. So, when we're ready to talk about the real problems in the community, we could talk about them. You understand? So I don't want to hear all this crying and all this crap. All this crap y'all lying about, man. Hell y'all talking about, man. Look at this here. Huh? Look at this here. No police for this here? White, look at if it stop their white. Let's see if they're white privileged, you know, help them in the situation. Damn.
You're just one tap away from severe weather alerts, certified accurate forecasts, and control of the only local dual-pole radar. All on the Triangle's most popular app, designed with you in mind. The WRAL News app. Download it today.
Everybody, just a little something.
Learning new information today about the woman found shot to death Thursday at a park in Durham. Her family is identifying her as Becky Pruner, and she says they say she believes behind 3 young sons. WRAL's Durham reporter Sarah Kruger has been in touch with her family.
You hear that? 3 baby boys. Gotta come home from school and yet. All right.
And joins us live from Durham Police Headquarters. Sarah?
Deborah, the family has a lot of questions regarding the circumstances around her death, but right now police are remaining very tight-lipped on that front. So the family of Becky Pruner, they are trying to focus on her 3 young kids that she leaves behind and how best to support them.
Clever and compassionate. That's how family is describing Becky Pruner. Her sister, Stephanie Massengale, told me she was not yet ready to go on camera, but sent me this statement. Becky was a beloved mother, sister, daughter, and friend. She leaves behind 3 young sons who are grieving and miss their mother terribly.
Durham 911, location of the emergency.
Newly released 911 calls are revealing more about the circumstances of Pruner's death. Her body was found around 1:45 Thursday morning in Hillside Park.
Me and my friend were just coming out the park, and this car pulled up, and the man was like frantic about this lady being shot. Somebody shot up the car or something.
I don't know what happened. I walked through here and somebody was laying out here shot.
Lamine Najee was arrested by police the next.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Of course, it would be this guy. Of course, it would be this animal thug to take this lady away from her 3 babies. All for what?
Next day, charged with Pruner's murder. Court records show he pleaded guilty to selling drugs in New York in 2018. That same document shows the maximum punishment for that crime would have been 25 years.
You see that? You let violent animal thugs out on low bond, let them out of jail. Don't send them to prison. You let them out for violent crime. What do you think they're going to do, ladies and gentlemen? This is an easy fix. More violent crime. Duh.
He was sentenced to 1 year. I spoke by phone with Najee's brother, who told me he was in shock and never could have imagined this.
Man, you should have been imagining it. That was always a possibility.
And I did ask police how the 2 knew each other, the victim and the suspect, if at all. Police will not answer that question right now, citing the ongoing investigation.
Of course they're not going to answer that. What? Why would... No. They're not going to answer that. They're not going to answer that. Why? Then, you know, you have to talk about how the Sun Man was involved. And we can't have that because then we'll be hurting people's feelings. And we can't hurt people's feelings because when we hurt people's feelings, we're hurting their mental health. You see? Don't you get it? You gotta coddle the Sun Man. even they hurt you, even when they slap you upside the head with a pistol, even when they jump in your car and rob you, you can't call it out. You can't say who it is because you hurt their feelings. Duh. What's up with y'all? Take your ass cut and your lumps upside the head like a regular normal citizen. Welcome to the Twilight Zone, ladies and gentlemen. Make no sense. Make no sense.
Fort Valley has seen a recent uptick in violent crimes. The latest happened just this weekend when a man was shot and killed. WGXA's Carlos Stevens took a deeper look into the crime trend in Fort Valley.
First, it starts from the mother and father. We got to tighten up on our children and grandchildren.
That's the message one.
You tell them, yeah, but they don't want to hear that anymore. That those days are over and gone with. Okay, old school. We slide on our ops now. Okay. Matter of fact, you're in the way. You're too old, so just it's no respect anymore. Okay. They don't believe in that no more. The only way you can match this kind of intensity and this kind of evil is with evil and pain. Okay, so you match their pain with pain, and by us being good civilians, our pain is lock their ass up for a very long time. Get them away out the community. That's how you fix it. The home is already broken.
One Fort Valley man is sending to his community after a shooting just this weekend.
We used to take our children to church together. We need to go back to the old way. See everybody on the new way. All these young folks want to do is have a car, have a home. It's more to it that you better learn to love your brother, your sister, love them all.
Stacy Smith lives in Fort Valley also and says she wants to see change.
I want each and every black male, female, and our communities, because this really hurt, and I want us to come together. We don't have to do this. We can come together. We can be as one.
Smith also says her heart aches for the family.
And I send my prayers out to his family.
After the shooting this weekend, I took a deeper look into the crime statistics in Fort Valley comparing this year to 2021. So far, there has already been one murder this year, according to Fort Valley Police. That's the same amount the city saw for all of 2021. But Mayor Jeffrey Lundy says he plans to find a solution as soon as possible. Now, according to the FBI,
You're going to find a solution. The solution is this guy right here. Tell him, hey, you catch an animal thug, lock their ass down, lock them up. That's how you start to fix the solution.
Valley saw more than 100 crimes from 2015 to 2019. I asked Mayor Lundy why he thinks crime has been up in his city. He contributes to rise to COVID.
Now we are out in... Oh, shit. Here we go with this. Really, bruh? Call out the real problem in the community, man. Come on, man. Stick your chest out, bruh.
About. And so that could have some of the reason of that.
Mayor Lundy has a message for those committing the crimes.
If you break the law in the city of Fort Valley, if you do something that's lawlessness, you take the life of someone else, we will make sure under this administration that you are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Reporting for
Okay, I can respect that.
WGXA News.
Okay. I can respect that. I can respect that. You prosecute their ass to the fullest extent. I can respect that. Okay. Yeah. So when we started talking about the problems in the community, man, let's talk about them. Like y'all. Oh wow. 6-month-old baby. I still can't believe it. Oh, we ain't done. We ain't done. You know, since I'm C-word, you know what I mean? since I'm the C word for, for taking up for women and kids, what are they? I'm Uncle Tom Coon sellout. I mean, this is incredible. Let's see what's going on here. You heard what I just heard? I don't think you heard what I just heard. I don't think you heard what I just heard. I don't think you heard what I just heard. Oh, man. Oh, let me show you this. Oh, yeah. I hit the button again, man. Oh, yeah. Let me hit the button right. I got y'all at this time, boy. Y'all gonna keep your hands off women and kids on this platform. You understand me? Suckers. Nothing but a bunch of suckers out here. Then what make it even worse, it be the suckers that too scared to speak up. I don't care about too scared to speak up. Let go.
An update on the 7-year-old shot as he watched TV in a Macon apartment.
TJ Anthony spoke with the young boy's.
What? Hold up. Yeah, that's what I did. Let me, because some of y'all ain't hear that. Some of y'all did hear that. Some of y'all didn't hear that. Okay? Some of y'all didn't hear that. Some of y'all didn't hear that. I don't think some of y'all heard that, man. Golly. I mean, why we gotta do all this, man? Why we gotta do all this, man?
An update on the 7-year-old shot as he watched TV in a Macon apartment.
TJ Anthony spoke with the young boy's mom about what happened in tonight's top story.
Closed his eyes in my arms. I thought my baby was gone. And I told him, I said, you got to stay with mama. You can't leave mama. He opened his eyes back up and he shook his head. And I told him that somebody was on their way to help him.
Regina Flowers says someone shot into her home as her son played video games with his brothers and sisters. You can still see the holes where the bullets hit the side of their home. One of those bullets also hit the second grader, Nico Crumsey, in the neck. Once doctors stabilized
the baby in the house playing video games with his brothers and sisters, being a little kid. Ain't nobody but the sun man outside wilding. Bullets rang out. Shoot the 7-year-old boy in the neck. And if I'm the Uncle Tom Coon sellout for calling this out, what in the hell are they?
stabilized him here in Macon. They flew him to Atlanta for more treatment.
Okay. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Days, weeks, countless amounts of hours in rehab, hospital visits. This lady's life is upside down in so many ways now.
There's a cracked bone in his neck. He has a little skull injury. He has spinal injury. His main arteries lead to his brain. Oxygen is damaged, and so on. They telling me he gonna have to take blood thinners.
His mom says Crumsey is still unable to move the left side of his body, even to wiggle his toes. But his mom says he is still communicating to her with a different method.
He can't talk. He got the breathing tube, but he can open his eyes up. And when he opened his eyes up, he's still trying to comfort me and let me know that he's all right.
There are cameras at the complex, but Flowers says the workers there say the ones in front of their home were not working.
It's gonna be hard for me to get some justice for my son. And the cameras don't even work, but then y'all got signs up saying that y'all have 24-hour surveillance. And
The family did set up a GoFundMe to help with the surgery expense.
Only $135, really? I mean, all the hooping and hollering, screaming Black Lives Matter be doing. All the hooping and hollering that would be happening if a white cop was to shoot a son thug, animal thug down there. And this lady only got $135. What black community?
They say after this, they are also searching for a new home. In Macon, TJ Anthony, 13.
No police around for that lady either, huh? You want defund the police down there, huh? That's what we gonna do? You gonna defund the police down there, huh? Oh, okay. Man, y'all made me sick, man. I mean, really? When is enough gonna be enough? Like, I don't have a problem for calling it out. Wow. Let's see what's going on here. Since I'm the problem, and this what y'all want running around the community. Let's see what's going on. This what you want running around the community. We the news now. Shout out Big Bang, my number one. See you in the chat, baby. Thank you.
On a shooting in Garden City, we now know it claimed the life of a teenager.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is handling that case. Shooting happened yesterday in the 4000 block of 3rd Street. And that's where we find our Camille Syed live with us. And Camille, what have you learned in the past 24 hours?
Mike, we've learned that the victim in this deadly shooting was a 15-year-old boy. The shooting happening here on 3rd Street in the backyard of this home here behind me. Neighbors telling me law enforcement were here until late last night. Today, they're reeling from the incident, claiming a young life.
We just have to keep them in our prayers during this tragic time.
Crime scene tape remains at the house Garden City police responded to after the teen was killed. At the scene after the shooting, District 4 Councilman Richard Lassiter says he has been in close contact with family, losing a 15-year-old boy.
They're devastated, and that's the understatement. They just want to go ahead and seek justice for the incident that happened.
Seeking justice as GBI officials say they haven't identified the shooter. Living
Of course they haven't.
in the area, Carlos Jordan says he was surprised to hear a kid lost his life.
We don't get especially not no kids at that. My son 13.
Yeah.
So it could have been mine.
Councilman Lassiter says the city is working
That's the councilman.
to reduce gun violence.
We have spot shotters in place. We have cameras on every inch.
This young black fella, he's the city councilman for the community. Okay? So we're slowly busting the racism myth. If he can do it, it's not stopping him. He tell other little kids how to do it. Next thing you know, we have a whole town full of blacks. That's how you can do it. Instead of crying and whining about racism, now you start locking their ass up. And that's how you fix the problem.
There's an exit in the neighborhood, so we're definitely taking measures to make the residents feel safe, and I will continue to do so.
Now, the GBI will continue to investigate this deadly shooting, and we'll continue to keep you updated on air and online at WTOC.com. Report.
You see what I'm saying? It's everywhere. Mm, 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 mm. I mean, my only stick is why nobody don't want to call it out. Why nobody want to call out the real problem? I mean, you scared? You scared? I call it out. I get called all kind of crazy names, all this and that. When I'm trying to see what's going on. Like, why in the hell nobody don't want to see what's going on? Why nobody don't want to help? Y'all that shook are doing right. And see some of the shit right here they don't want to tell y'all right here. See this some of the stuff they don't want to show the babies, but I'm gonna show the babies. Okay. This what a beta male don't know nothing about. Right? This is the dark side. This is the side you need to stay way away from. Okay? Because this where it ends. This where it ends up. This is when you hit the bottom. When you hit the bottom, this what happens. Okay? You don't want to hit the bottom. This is the key element they're not telling the babies. I promise you. This what happens when you hit the bottom. Wow. Let me see what's going on.
A North Georgia mother is grieving her son who was killed in state prison this week. Molly Jett joins us in studio to explain what happened in tonight's top story.
I spoke with Kendrick Brown's mom today. She says this week is a blur. She knows he is dead, but she says Macon State Prison isn't telling her what happened.
He didn't have to die. He did not have to die.
On Sunday, the state prison in Oglethorpe called Chastity Buck to tell her 25-year-old son, Kendrick Brown, was dead.
My son was not all bad. He had a good heart.
The hell is going on? Hold it. Because I got to show you what happens when you get to the bottom. I have to show you what happened when you get to the bottom. I mean, I have to show you what happens. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I got to show you. Let me take this again. See, this is the problem with my man is not here, when my cousin is not here, man. You know, when my engineer is not here, I gotta do all this crazy crap. You know, it's kind of fun having a homie, an engineer having your back. I see why they do it. But he's off doing some other crap right now. But I got it. When you hit the bottom, okay?
North Georgia mother is grieving her son who was killed in the Macon State Prison this week. Molly Jett joins us in studio to explain what happened in tonight's top story.
I spoke.
So you finally make it. You cause enough trouble. You finally get past the regular county. You've made it now. You've hit the penitentiary.
With Kendrick Brown's mom today, she says this week is a blur. She knows he is dead, but she says Macon State Prison isn't telling her what happened.
He didn't have to die. He did not have to die.
On Sunday.
You see? See what happens?
The state prison in Oglethorpe called Chastity Buck to tell her 25-year-old son, Kendrick Brown, was dead.
My son was not all bad. He had a good heart.
She says people inside the jail tell her his cellmate beat him to death with a metal pole. They say he was found.
Okay. His cellmate beat him to death with a metal pole. And that's the call you got to hear as a parent. That's the call you never want to hear as a parent.
Hours later, with organs showing.
He did not deserve to die at the hands of somebody else. They did not have to put him in that cell with that man who had all of this time, who had nothing to lose, who didn't care. Maybe people didn't care about him, but Kendrick had people that cared about him. We cared about him. We love him.
The Department of Corrections confirms Kendrick's death, but would not release any.
And see, that's what happens. See, that's a possibility. You get thrown in jail with some animal who's a lifer. And a lifer don't give a damn. And especially if he's an evil lifer. And he know you was a short timer. But this is not, TV. You don't, grab the shank from under the bed and beat everybody all the time. This is the dark side they don't tell you about. But we gonna tell you about it.
Any other details, saying it's still under investigation.
I pray for these people in prison because these people are not treated like people. They're treated like animals.
Buck says she isn't getting any answers from Macon State Prison either.
I just want answers from whomever was there. Why in this world did you not go do your job? Why in this world did you not take 30 minutes and just make a round just to see what was going on in these cells?
Ma'am, they do make rounds. They did make a round. This prison is big. And by the time I'm gone, shit could happen fast. And it's unfortunate that your child was in the room with a lifer. But again, this needs to be a message to the youth. The dark side they don't tell you about. You dying in the jail cell and your parents getting this call.
So that my son's life was spared.
Buck says Kendrick was supposed to be released from jail next month.
I just pray that my family gets justice for Kendrick because Kendrick did not deserve.
You see? He's coming home next month. And he was like he was a little giddy little kid bouncing around the dorm, talking about he's coming home and do all the shit he's about to do when he's come home. And this the underworld they don't tell you about. They don't tell you about when they stick you in prison in a cell with a lifer. Okay? I mean, that's the shit they don't tell you the babies about. But I'm here to tell them.
What any of he got. He did wrong. He was serving his time for doing his wrong, and he was going to come home.
Buck says she drove down from North Georgia with her husband to Macon State Prison to get answers, but she was turned away. She says she still doesn't believe she'll get to know the truth.
Okay. Okay. So that's the dark side they're not telling you about. They're not telling you about when you hit that prison cell, you may end up in a cell with a lifer. And you bouncing around the door and talking about the shit you're about to do when you come home next month. In front of a lifer. Okay? They're not telling their babies about the dark side. Alright? But I'm going to tell them about the dark side. Make no damn sense. Okay? So you don't want police around. Who's gonna get up out of their bed and come stop all this crime? That's what we want to know. That's what everybody's trying to find out, the magic question. 4 people. Remember, I always tell you, more destruction. You know, even if you don't get physically hurt, you know, by the animal thug, look at the destruction they do to the business. But in this case, 4 people was hurt, and your business still got destroyed. Take that. Another business across the street. The window shot out. Take that. You see? Told you. Yeah, okay. No. I hit the button again. Bring it back. We're going to bring it back. This is my damn station. Let's go.
Meanwhile, in Macon, 4 men are recovering after being shot downtown early this morning. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office says it happened at the intersection of Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Cherry Street. Witnesses reported several men were arguing but went in separate directions. Some of the men walked to their car parked near the intersection. That's when a silver sedan drove by and someone in that car exchanged gunfire with one of the men walking. 4 people were shot and taken to Piedmont Macon by car. 3 were later transferred to Atrium. All 4 are stable. You're looking at the video of the scene this afternoon. You can see glass shattered on the sidewalk outside the restaurant.
Yeah, now, there we go. See that? All the damage the Sunman caused. You see that? That's on top of shooting 4 people.
Little India. The owner did not want to go on camera today, but says his window was shot out. He says the sheriff's office called him about the damage between 2 and 3 this morning. He says the Sturchy Lofts, the apartments across the street from his business on MLK, also had windows shot out. He did not have an estimate.
His second business across the street had the window shot out. But can we get a description maybe on who did it? Who's running through the community doing it? So all of us, the regular civilians can be on a little alert. We can be a little safe.
On the cost of the damage. If you have any information about what happened, you could call Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-877-68-CRIME. Again,
yeah, I'll call. I'll call as soon as I, put out my bone. Yeah, I'm live, man. Talk that shit. Yeah. Yeah. Talk that shit. Talk that shit Tuesday. All this damn crime in the city. That's a damn shame when I got to call out crime in the city. Damn. I mean, nobody don't say nothing. What about this guy? What about this guy? Let's see if we want police around for this guy. Okay. Let's see if we want police around for this guy. Can we get police around for this guy, maybe? Maybe. You see it? We can get some justice for this. Made no damn sense.
About a Milwaukee man beaten to death as the killer stole his car. This happened near South 5th Place and Chase. Bill Miston live tonight with what we know so far.
No, not Milwaukee. Not up there. I thought it was all brotherly love. Now I thought BLM had it all peachy and cream out there.
Bill?
Hi there, Ted. The family of 46-year-old Rodney Surprise is at an absolute loss. They tell me that he was beaten outside this gas station Tuesday night, his car stolen, and Surprise's injuries so bad he died the following morning. Rodney Surprise was a family man, a son, a brother, and deeply loved by his family. Police and public records say Surprise was hit by suspects at this gas station late Tuesday night. At around 11:30, police say the suspects then took off in Surprise's car. He died at Froedtert Hospital Wednesday morning. Surprise's mother tells me her son was beat up after leaving the gas station, that he had brain damage.
Coming out the gas station, you get jumped on by some sun men. They bust you up so bad, your head swell up, you die from bleeding on the brain. And if I'm the Uncle Tom sell out, what the hell do you call them?
And doctors couldn't stop the bleeding. Surprise's cousin says he was very family-oriented, his mother's only son, and says it shocks the conscience as to why someone would do something like this. And been speaking with Surprise's family today. They say that it's just too hard to talk about what happened to Rodney, but that they plan to. Milwaukee police, though, haven't released any description of the suspects or if they know who they're looking for. If you know something, you're asked to give Milwaukee police a call. Reporting live in Milwaukee tonight, Bill Miston, Fox 6 News.
And we will. Okay. Bludgeoned the man, stole his car, joyriding through the streets of Milwaukee, right? But I thought Milwaukee was the home of the, white supremacists. The evil white supremacists is chasing us down, and the evil white supremacists. Really? Bludgeon that man to death. Oh boy. And if I'm the Uncle Tom Coon sellout for calling it out, I mean, what the hell? Beat the man. Wow. You don't want police around for him. Let's see if you want police around for this guy. Oh, man. What's going on, everybody? I'm live, man. Talk that. Don't talk that on the book then. Yeah. Don't talk it then. I'm here. Huh? You want to talk about the dark side? You want to talk about what they ain't showing the babies? Let me show you what they ain't showing the babies. Let me show you what they ain't showing the babies. Okay? I'll show you what they not showing the babies. Oh, man. Because it's crazy, man.
A family is looking for answers after a man died in an upstate detention center. He died at the Spartanburg County Detention Center 5 hours after he was arrested. Our Kylie Jones is joining us live with the details.
This man died 5 hours after he was arrested.
Kylie.
And Nigel, the coroner says Lavelle Lane died early Monday morning. His family said he has a history of mental illness, saying they want to know what happened in those hours between his arrest and his death. A family is asking questions after their son was found dead at the Spartanburg County Detention Center.
You go from a ticket to death in 5 hours.
29-year-old Lavelle Lane was arrested late Sunday night on a charge for pedestrian on the street. Around 5 hours later, he was found dead at the detention center.
They're human.
They are human beings and they need to be treated as such.
Lane's family claims officials told them Lane ran into the woods when deputies got to him, but came out when he was told to.
The arresting officer, he said, come out with your hands up. He applied to the officer that arrested him outside the prison. But when he got inside this prison, less than 5 hours later, my son was dead.
Lane's parents say officials told them he was later tased at the detention center after his arrest. The coroner says an autopsy was done, but results are pending a closer examination of his body and toxicology reading. His family is asking to see any body camera footage leading up to Lane's death to learn more about what happened.
We are not pointing fingers, but we want full accountability taken if deemed necessary and appropriate.
The Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office says this is still an active investigation by the coroner's office and SLED.